news and events across the valley. Live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Mic check. All right, everybody. So we're going to hear, those of you on Citizen, you're going to hear a little repetitive now that we're live on our Facebook, YouTube, and X channels. Again, we're live here on the scene. Now the door is closed. But again, we're on the scene of an officer-involved shooting. Quite a number of police units out here, investigators combing the scene right now. There was one gentleman that was here on the scene earlier, just a few minutes ago, saying that off to the right of the SUV on the left-hand side of your screen, that there is in fact a body. I don't know that to be true. I don't want to zoom in for obvious reasons at this time. Again, actually now the door is open again. On the left-hand side of your screen, you'll see a silver door open and a police SUV in front of it. All we know is that this time this is an officer-involved shooting, and this area will be closed down for quite a number of hours while the investigation continues. Again, we're just in front of, our live spot is here in front of Orchard Senior Community. We're off of Lindsay and Guadalupe Road. And again, just west of Lindsay, here on Guadalupe Road, is where the incident took place. And again, officer-involved shooting here on the scene. It's hard to tell from our vantage point if, in fact, that is a body on the ground on the driver's side of the vehicle. But according to a witness that did pass by and had most likely a Samsung phone that was able to zoom in pretty far, was able to tell that that is exactly what that is. We can, if we had to, zoom in that far, but for obvious reasons, we're not going to try and zoom in if that's exactly what's going on. Again, those of you joining us on Citizen, please head on over to our Facebook, YouTube, or X. Those of you on Citizen, if you scroll down, you'll see the Valleywide News link to our YouTube channel. Looks like we have a news helicopter up above as well, which is the first news that we're seeing here on the scene. Officer-involved shooting, Lindsay and Guadalupe Road. And let me zoom out so you guys can see what's going on. We had to walk quite a ways through the wash area in order to get here, which is where the bike path is there. Again, a major scene here. We're not sure what led up to this officer-involved shooting. Obviously, that's as far as we're going to zoom in. If you guys can see any of the detail there, you can see off to the bottom right there of your screen. Again, an unfortunate and sad situation here. Several witnesses that are on Citizen app did say that they heard gunshots. And then shortly after, obviously, a large police presence here. So that's where we stand at this time. We are Valleywide News, breaking news and events here and across the valley on an officer-involved shooting here in Gilbert, Arizona. Again, those of you on Citizen, please head on over to our YouTube channel. We're promoting that a little more these days. If you could subscribe there, click that notification bell. Anytime we go live on breaking news here in Arizona, you'll be notified. I truly appreciate it. Those of you on Citizen, we are going to end our Citizen app stream. Do us a favor, head on over to YouTube. Click that subscribe button. We have a lot better and higher quality image being put out to YouTube. Valley-wide news, breaking news, and events. All right, everybody, so we're broadcasting right now exclusively on YouTube, Facebook, and X. Those of you on X, please click that subscribe button, as well as on YouTube. We truly appreciate it. Again, we're not going to zoom in any closer. The sun is starting to go down here. We're at Lindsay and Guad, and again, several people have said it, that in fact is a possible body on the driver's side there in front of that SUV. Where you're seeing again that silver car door. Stand by, everybody. We're on a monopod, so unfortunately there might be a little shaking here and there, and again, it's because we had to walk quite a ways to get where we're at. Again, it finally sounds like a news station. Helicopter is up above. Hopefully we were the first ones here on scene. Again, it was hard getting here. We can tell you that Guadalupe Road from Lindsay all the way back, at least where we were originally at Burke, is shut down. And it looks like it will be for quite some time this evening. See if we can brighten up our image here. All right, everybody, we're going to try and test out some new technology we have here. So bear with me just a second. It's one person. I'm controlling quite a few things here. But again, right where I'm making this circle is where apparently the body is. Let me just... So to the left there, the silver screen is... The silver car door, rather, is where apparently the body is. Let me try and draw one more time a circle around it. And again, this is why we're not zooming in for obvious reasons. Several people have told us that is a body laying on the ground. And obviously in an officer-involved shooting, a lot of investigation has to take place before they do any moving of it. Stand by, everybody. So right there in that circle, to the right at the bottom there of that circle, is in fact where a body is. That's the driver's side of that silver vehicle. And that is apparently where the body is. I'm going to try and draw a different circle here to show you. Obviously, it's a little dark out. We're going to draw a circle right here. Well, that didn't work as good as I wanted. Stand by. Right here is the passenger side of that vehicle. And again, that's where the door is open and where you're seeing everybody to stay clear of zooming in. Right there, unfortunately, is where, as we understand it, there is a deceased suspect some kind of altercation happened when this person was pulled over, and all we know is that there was an officer involved shooting. Apparently the technology is not working, so I apologize. There's supposed to be a drawing that goes on the screen. I'm going to see if I can figure it out right now. Stand by, everybody. Wait, 1 second. I'm sorry. Okay. gonna try and get a little closer. Ugh. Squeaks. It's a cool name. Oh, you're good. All right, everybody, we're going to try and move a little closer on the monopod. I'm going to try and just lean my camera. It's obviously, I'm trying to get a better shot, so get as close as possible. And again, I'm just going to see if I can balance my camera a little more. All right, everybody, those of you just joining us, we tried some technology where it was drawing on the screen. Unfortunately, that did not work as planned. We'll test that out at another time. But again, just to bring everybody up to speed, we're here in Gilbert, Arizona, off of Lindsay and Guadalupe Road at an officer-involved shooting. Several witnesses who live in the area said they heard the gunshots. And it's possible, now again, we cannot confirm this, so we don't want to say that this is 100% for sure, but word had it that when they were calling out this person from the vehicle, they did break the window of the back of the vehicle, trying to call the person out to come out with their hands up. They weren't listening. Now, some witnesses are saying that they heard several smaller round shots being fired, possibly at the officers from the suspect. We cannot confirm that. Again, we're going to do our best in just a few moments here, if I can balance my monopod, to try and get in touch and see if Gilbert PD is going to have a PIO come to the scene and where they might be going, so we can try and find out exactly what happened. Obviously, it's going to be a number of hours before that happens. If we don't get it on air while we're here live, we will post it in an update in a text so that everybody knows. Obviously, a lot of concerns for the neighbors around here, hearing all these gunshots. And again, right now there is no danger to the community. We have a suspect here on the scene that, as we understand it, is likely deceased here. And again, the investigation will start now. Again, some of the witnesses were saying that they thought they heard or were able to see that the suspect was shooting at officers, or pointing their weapon in the direction of officers, which prompted them to open fire on this suspect. Again, we're going to try and get all those details. We don't want to spread any rumors or anything, but those are some of the details that witnesses that live in the area were saying. And we'll find out that for sure and let everybody know. Once again, we're here off of Lindsay and Guad. Incident taking place just west of Lindsay Road in Gilbert, Arizona. Let me see if we can make some modifications here and lean my monopod so we can send out some emails and see if we can get some type of answer. It might be too early, to be honest, but we'll see what we can do. All right, everybody. So just so you know, we're still here live on the scene of an officer-involved shooting here in Gilbert, Arizona. Police tape surrounding just in front of the Orchard Senior Community Home. Again, Lindsay Road, west, all the way as far as we were able to see when we were coming in to Burke Road is shut down. On the left-hand side of your screen is, in fact, where the officer-involved shooting took place. There's a silver car behind that SUV. You could see the light pole, and just to the right of that is an open door. Some people did say that they saw an ambulance leave. We don't know if that is because there might have been a second person in the vehicle, or honestly, at this point, we don't even know if that is the person that opened fire. We can tell you that from what witnesses here living in the area said, that there were quite a number of gunshots from police at the suspect. Again, we're not sure, but most likely, and what it looks like. And again, we zoomed in when we went off air briefly. When we switched to that other screen, we zoomed in, and it definitely looks like there is a deceased person on the driver's side on the ground, just behind that SUV on the left-hand side. So again, a number of officer-involved shootings happening, and unfortunately, in a situation just as this, whatever took place, commands were given to this person to come out of the vehicle and so on. And something, whether it was, as witnesses are saying, a weapon drawn and pointed at or shot at police officers, they in fact did what they had to do and returned fire on the suspect. And again, we're here on the scene, police-involved shooting in Gilbert, Arizona. Those of you joining us, we truly appreciate it. Again, we're going to try and see if we can get some answers from the Gilbert Police Department. And again, it might be too soon, and hopefully they'll bring up a spot where they might have a public information officer give us some kind of details. Those of you that use social media on X, if you could subscribe to us there, we'd truly appreciate, or follow. Whatever the click button is, follow us, we'd appreciate it. We are independent media. We don't get paid for this. Actually, at this time, we get a little bit from Facebook, but it's not very much. So those of you on YouTube, we truly appreciate it if you can subscribe, click that notification bell, and get notified anytime we go live here in the Arizona area. We truly appreciate it. We got a fire truck coming in right now behind us. Stand by, everybody. All right, everybody, and we just want to try and zoom past where the possible body is, just to show you how far the police scene goes back. And again, this is quite a bit. We have a number of unmarked and marked units all here on the scene. Again, a pretty extensive police investigation happening right now. We're going to zoom out a little quicker. As you can see, stand by. We're staying off to the right of that SUV, and that silver vehicle right there, just behind the police car, is apparently on the driver's side where a deceased person or suspect is. You can see the passenger door open right there. Let me see if I can go a little further down because of our titles. I'm going to zoom out real quick. Again, unfortunately, one person deceased here on the scene. Let me balance my camera again. Sorry for that. All right, everybody, we're still here on the scene of officer-involved shooting. Once again, here on the scene of an officer-involved shooting. We're back live on Citizen. Those of you on Citizen, we truly appreciate it. Again, we have a better shot, a much clearer video shot of the scene here. Again, officer-involved shooting, Lindsay and Guadalupe. The scene taking place just west of Lindsay Road here in Gilbert, Arizona. Again, officer-involved shooting. Several witnesses that live in the area heard several rounds of gunshot as they were calling the suspect out. At first hearing what sounded like, and again, this is according to witnesses, and we're going to do our best to find out the true details, but we are passing it along to you that people living in the area heard several rounds, possibly of a smaller caliber weapon. We don't know if that was the suspect shooting towards police officers, at which turn, right after that, we are told that several rounds from police officers were shot at the suspect. Again, we're going to try and find out all those details. We're live here on the scene. Currently, we're shooting live at Orchards Senior Community. We're right in front of that. Some of you will remember that quite some time, a number of months back, where a car ran into one of the buildings here at the Senior Community Center, unfortunately and sadly killing one person inside. Again, Lindsay and Guadalupe Road, heavy police presence, and the road will be shut down, obviously, from Lindsay. As far as I can tell from when we were pulling in, Burke Road was also shut down. They may have moved that on that side, but as far as this scene, Lindsay will be shut down for quite a number of hours. So obviously, those of you leaving the Senior Community will wind up having to go east towards the next major intersection, make a right and go towards Elliott, or go left. And again, a lot of news stations will wind up pointing out that this is, the 25th or 26th officer-involved shooting, whatever it is, here in the Valley this year. Again, my question to everybody would be, is what is causing these officer-involved shootings? Obviously, from what we're seeing, and every time we've been on these scenes, it's police suspects doing things towards the police officers that would render this. Again, just like we saw a week or two back, several weeks back, of a person in Phoenix trying to fight the police officer. Body cam footage shows that they were swinging and punching and reaching for the officer's gun, at which point the officer made it home that day, and the suspect also did by getting shot in the leg, but obviously is in a lot of trouble with the law. So, yes, unfortunately, there is a lot more officer-involved shooting. What is causing that? We're not sure. But we can tell you that obviously people aren't following commands when police officers are saying them to do what needs to be done. And follow commands of the police officers. All right, so again, we're getting several people asking the question on Citizen. And those of you that have heard it a few times, I will say it again, and it's only because there's some people on Citizen just joining us, as well as on our social media channels, Facebook, YouTube, and X. So just to bring everybody up to speed, we're at Lindsay and Guad here in Gilbert, Arizona. Officer-involved shooting. Several witnesses on the scene can hear over the loudspeaker them calling the suspect to come out of the vehicle with their hands up. Suspect was not listening, not following commands. Several people said they heard the back window of the vehicle get smashed. Again, trying to call the suspect to come out. They didn't listen. Somewhere along the line, some witnesses are saying they heard a smaller caliber weapon being shot. We don't know if that was the suspect trying to aim or shoot at the police officers. Obviously, they didn't get very far. We don't know. Some people are saying even, again, this is all just what we are hearing. Some people are saying that the shots happened first inside the vehicle. We don't know, and we will find out, I promise you. We don't know if the person in the vehicle did a self-inflicted gunshot wound to themselves in the vehicle. But with that said, definitely officers return fire, and as we stand right now, there is a suspect down on the driver's side, on the left side of your screen. It's hard to see on Citizen, but on YouTube, Facebook, and X at Valleywide News, there is a SUV, police SUV, a black SUV on the left-hand side of your screen, and then right behind that is a silver vehicle. Passenger door is open on the silver vehicle, and on the driver's side, on the ground, it appears to be, and as well confirmed by several witnesses, so we won't zoom in any further, that there is, in fact, a body on the ground. So there we have it as we know it right now. Again, we're going to try and see if we can get some answers, and it may be too early, I will tell you that, to see if there is any update from Gilbert PD on what happened here. Yes, it is. To those of you saying it's an officer-involved shooting from the last alert, we are sending it out again because a lot of people were still trying to view it, and so we are still here live on the scene again. If you go to Valleywide News on YouTube, it's a much cleaner shot. We got several we have our live view unit broadcasting with several internet connections. Yes, thank you for that. We have somebody saying that no officers were injured, and that's what it looks like at this time. No officers were injured, thankfully, in this incident. Again, unfortunately, from what we were hearing from witnesses who live in the area, that they were calling out to this person to come out of the vehicle with their hands up and do it safely, and obviously something somewhere along the line went a different way, and here we are with the officer-involved shooting.
Howdy. Do you know what's going on?
Hang on.
If you can tell me.
Yeah, no, I was just muting my mic. Oh, you're okay, you're okay. Officer-involved shooting. Basically,
It was like in that intersection.
it's actually that silver car right behind the SUV on the left-hand side. There's a body on the ground. Yeah, apparently everybody's saying that lives in the area. They were calling the guy out.
riding by.
Yeah. It's going to be closed for a while.
Yeah.
Have a good night. Be safe. All right. So that was a member of the community just asking if we know what happened. Those of you on Citizen, I could tell you, it looks kind of clear. You can see what looks like a body. And again, we won't zoom in any further for obvious reasons. But again, this scene is being investigated. We have, let me just see if on Citizen, you could see it. You can see right over here. We got a number of, right here, a number of, let me just move over here, a number of firefighters and police officers. It's a shame when things have to come to this, but again, obviously, our police officers are looking for the exact same thing, and that's to go home at night safe. And unfortunately, we have people that don't follow the commands, and unfortunate incidents happen like this. And obviously, too many. Who knows why that is? But an unfortunate situation nonetheless here on the scene. As you can see, we have investigators. We're trying our best to stay away from the body on the right-hand side. If we inadvertently do it, we do apologize. Again, we can tell you that viewer discretion is advised. We're zoomed in pretty good here on our Facebook, YouTube, and X. You can see investigator on the ground there taking pictures of whatever is in the vehicle there. So once again, what looks like a silver vehicle right behind the SUV, that's it right there, off to the right of your screen. We don't want to pan over any further, obviously, because that is where the body is at. All right, everybody. So we are seeing that a PIO is en route to a media staging area, Guadalupe Road and Riata Street. So we're going to try and get directions to that and see if we can make our way over there. What we'll do is, most likely, because it's a little ways to walk, we will bring another update. Let me see if we can. And sometimes I could tell you that we might actually wind up staying here, because I can tell you that sometimes, even though they say they're on the way, that obviously while this investigation is still pretty fluid, happening not too long ago, that could be several hours from now. So we're going to stick on this scene just a little longer. So according to the Gilbert Police Department's X page, again, as I've said before, Lindsay and Guadalupe roads, the intersection is closed in all directions. It was an officer-involved shooting and no injuries to officers. That's according to the Gilbert Police Department at this time. And obviously they want to make sure, because a lot of people did hear the gunshots, that there is no threat to the public at this time. Again, it's an isolated incident. The suspect not listening to commands from police officers, and so an officer-involved shooting. So we're trying to, I think we're going to stick around right where we are at the moment, again, because we've seen in situations like this, even though we head to the scene, the PIO is sometimes hour to 2 hours out before they actually can give a briefing, because they got to debrief themselves. They got investigations going on and a lot of more important things going on. So once we get the details, we'll relay them back, hopefully while we're live here on the air. If not, we will put it in a text message to bring everybody up to speed. Once again, Valleywide News, breaking news and events here and across the Valley, live on Citizen, Facebook, YouTube, and X. So somebody's saying that the road where the media staging area is in the police tape area. I'm going to try and speak maybe with an officer here. I don't want to leave my camera because it's on a monopod and I'd hate for it to something to blow over. But we're going to try our best to see how we might be able to get to that road, even if it's in the police tape area. And most likely it's probably on the west side of Lindsay, quite a ways out. Those who join us on Citizen, do us a favor to head on over to our YouTube channel, click subscribe, click that notification bell, and anytime we go live with any kind of breaking news or incidents here in Arizona, you'll get notified first. Also, we'd appreciate you maybe if you are on X, going on over to X and clicking follow for us. I see that there's a PIO headed to,
Yeah.
how do I get there? It almost looks like it's right in the middle.
It's on the east side or on the west side. So that's why I just came over here. I'm like,
Okay.
have you been over to the west side yet?
Yeah, I just couldn't maneuver around. I was at Burke, and they had it shut down when I first got here at that road, so I don't know.
Well, I think if you are, because you're media,
Yeah,
right? I mean,
yeah.
you just talk to
That's
the
right.
officer who's on Burke. He should let you through. Because
Okay,
I think
so it's on
it's
this
past that is where the PIO is. I don't know if he's still here, but
Oh, they already came on scene? Because I know sometimes they say,
yeah, I think they've been here, but
Okay.
I haven't been over there. So
okay,
they just said that if there's media coming,
okay.
go to the west side.
Got
So
it.
I figured you'd already been over there and then came over here for a better angle or something. But
Yeah. No, I wasn't.
yeah, if you want to talk to somebody, the west side is where it would be at.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, everyone. So they're saying that it's possible that the media PIO has already been and spoken. I'm going to try and see. If not, we should be able to get. It's actually in between the yellow tape. We should be able to get there if need be. But I just want to check some other of our news partners and see if they are already on the scene, if they have any updates, because quite frankly, I think we have a pretty good shot right here. We're going to stick around as long as possible. I can tell you that obviously the roads are going to be closed for hours here while police investigate, especially with an officer-involved shooting. So obviously we're not going to stick around for that many hours, but let's see if we can see what's going on here. Stand by, everybody. We're almost positive that was the ABC News helicopter up above, possibly before. So again, we're going to try and see if we can see if they have any updates. See, at the moment, I'm not seeing any public information officer of an officer speaking. So here's what we're going to do, everyone, just so everybody knows, on Citizen and on Facebook, YouTube, and X. We're going to go ahead and cut our live feed here. Those of you joining us on Citizen, we do appreciate it. This is going to be going on. We're headed over to the public information officer, the media staging area. Those of you on Citizen, if you'd like, please head on over to our YouTube channel, click subscribe, click that notification bell, and we are going to go back live here in about, I'd say it's going to take me about 10 minutes or so to get back to that scene, which is on the other side of where you're seeing. And once we get there, we'll start another live shot that is hopefully getting some answers from the public information officer as to what happened. Again, we're going to end our live here. Those of you on Citizen, join us in about 10 minutes. Look for our live feed coming back in about 10 minutes.